Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday, Eric H526. Everybody wish a happy birthday to the legendary, the awesome, and one of the greatest duos of moderators in YouTube history, Eric H526 and Luke St. Martin. Thank you, gentlemen, for keeping these live streams absolutely marvelous and fantastic. Eric H526, young man, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Are you going to take a nice cruise on your birthday? All the cruise ships are doing fantastic now. What else? No, you're going to have an amazing, I hope you had an amazing birthday and day, and I hope everyone had a safe and happy Memorial Day. And God bless all the veterans and the soldiers and their families. And ladies and gentlemen, Eric H526, happy birthday again, buddy. Happy birthday. Thanks for everything that you do. Thanks for just being amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Flynn was set up. The judge doesn't have enough evidence to find criminal intent or malicious intent within the actions of Peter Strzok and Andrew McCabe. He is essentially demanding more evidence of the cover-up. William Barr and John Durham, they know that President Trump was set up. Everyone who understands what happened knows this. What Democrats and media do is they look at everything from the vantage point of separating a text message stating "We'll stop Trump," anti-Trump text messages. Well, that's not that big of a deal. I mean, you can have your own viewpoints, except when William Barr says something favorable to Trump, then it's, oh my God, he's a loyalist, he's a hack, he's a partisan. But they say, well, the anti-Trump text messages and the text messages that say that we'll stop Trump, that's okay. That's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Then there's the Steele dossier purchased by Hillary Clinton and the DNC. That's not a problem. That's raw intelligence. That's raw intelligence, not a problem. But do you think that has a correlation, the text messages and the dossier purchased by Clinton? We're not even looking at that. Well, then there's CrowdStrike that was literally paid for. They literally paid a tech firm to regurgitate nonsense, and that tech firm, the CEO, under oath, stated he didn't have concrete evidence that the DNC was even hacked. Does that have anything to do? Is there any correlation between the CrowdStrike CEO saying there was no evidence? Oh, by the way, to my super chat, thank you so very much. Thank you to my super chat. Do media and Democrats try to correlate the Steele dossier, the anti-Trump text messages, the Steele dossier purchased by Clinton and the DNC, the CrowdStrike assessment that says, well, we don't have any concrete evidence, but we've just evaluated. It's our opinion. And then the indictment of Russian intelligence officials based on CrowdStrike Company 1, and CrowdStrike Company 1 states we don't have any concrete evidence that Russia even hacked the DNC. There's no concrete evidence. They don't stand by anything. So you have anti-Trump text messages from FBI officials, top-level FBI officials who did not want Trump to be president. And then you had Andrew McCabe's wife that received hundreds of thousands of dollars from Terry McAuliffe and super PACs. Then you have a Steele dossier literally obtained and purchased by the DNC and Hillary Clinton. Then you have a CrowdStrike third-party tech firm. Why didn't they have the FBI or any other government agency look at DNC servers? Because it's all a racket and a charade. That's why. The whole thing is so absurd, it's unbelievable. Then you have James Clapper and Brennan and Comey and the ODNI report and the DHS report. The the Office of Director of National Intelligence and the Department of Homeland Security reports. that do not state with certainty. That do not state with certainty. David, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for the kind words. That do not state with certainty that Russia even hacked the DNC, or that Russia even wanted Trump. Nothing is certain about this. This is all conjecture, hearsay. They're highly to moderately confident. But this is what you see nowadays. You see these articles. It's really tough. It's really tough to have believed President Trump that the FBI actually wanted to go after him. And in one of those articles, they talk about all the litany of unethical, unlawful, sometimes illegal, or oftentimes illegal FBI and other agency endeavors. And then one person said, "You expect us to just believe that the conservatives who love the intelligence community would go after themselves?" Well, no. Trump is not a traditional conservative. They don't like Trump. That's why you have Hollywood celebrities with Baby Bush, the imbecile. Baby Bush. Barbara Bush. That's why you have George W. with with actually positive favorability ratings among Democrats. They've completely lost it. Barbara Bush. So, and then let's not stop there. Then they set up and framed George Papadopoulos with Alexander Downer. Alexander Downer, who had ties to the Clinton Foundation, and they utilized the gossip from an Australian ambassador about a meeting in a London bar, stating that George Papadopoulos knew about the DNC emails before they happened. Nobody knows if this is accurate. Nobody has ever known. This is gossip and hearsay. How do you know that Alexander Downer wasn't lying? How do you know the Steele dossier was complete nonsense from the beginning? Well, it was. They purchased their own investigation. That's the point. I can go on forever, but if you look at everything from an aggregate, you cannot look at Watergate as a break-in and that's it. This is, by the way, infinitely worse than Watergate. I don't even care about Watergate anymore. Watergate was a break-in, and Nixon didn't want to admit that he had something to do with the cover-up, and possibly even the break-in. And the only reason that Woodward and Bernstein were able to get the story out was because of an FBI agent, Mark Felt. That's it. That's the main reason. Bob Woodward and Mark Felt. Bob Woodward knew one of the top FBI agents for a long time, even before this story. So, and you have Woodward and Bernstein and Dan Rather, and you have all of these people who made a name for themselves, like trying to oppose corruption in the 70s. Okay. And then, what do? They, Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward and Dan Rather, and now they've embraced the complete establishment line that is scripted by the same people who set up and framed Trump. Why on earth? Okay, from Pearl Harbor to the Bay of Pigs to the Gulf of Tonkin to, I mean, this is Memorial Day, to George W. Bush's failed foreign policy, all predicated upon intelligence failures. There are the biggest moments in American history are intelligence failures. The longest running conflicts in American history were fueled by and based upon failures in intelligence. Intelligence is another word for information, real or imaginary, to justify the current administration's either foreign policy or, in this case, domestic policy. We never went after incoming presidents. The absurd notion, even if, let's just assume that Russia hacked the DNC to help Trump, which is absurd because if any political party is the favorite of Putin, it's Democrats. 20% of U.S. uranium capacity, and President Obama didn't veto it. And then they ask the wrong they ask the wrong questions and they answer the wrong questions. Well, was Clinton able to stop it? No. So therefore it's above board. Who cares if Clinton was able to stop it on her own? That's the entire Snopes article trying to debunk the New York Times article is that, well, Clinton had no, but money was flowing. Where are the money flows? Where's the money from Uranium One to Trump's organizations? There is no money. Where's the $500,000 speaking engagement? .380 stroker, hello. If I get a mullet because of this shutdown in California that's still going on, I'm going to be very upset. My hair is not. It's not stopping, folks. I'm going to look like Eastbound and Bound. Remember that show? That was a great show. Eastbound and Down. That was a great show. That actor was a great actor. What's his name? Danny McBride. He's awesome. But you look, ladies and gentlemen, at this is the thing. Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. It took me about 10 minutes, so I will have made the absolute biggest political call of all time. And it's Matthew, hello. And it's really interesting because they truly believe, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone truly believes. I mean, there's a murmur. There's like a buzz that Biden obviously can't win. There's a buzz. People are talking about it, but it's only conjecture, speculation. It can't really happen. I mean, the DN says it's totally honest. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, nobody likes Madam Secretary. So I mean, why would they do that? Well, who likes Biden? I want to know I want to know these people that love Biden. Where are these Biden lovers? Nobody likes Biden. Nobody. Biden deliberately tanked his campaign. And he said the most offensive thing ever. And then still, for like 2 days now, people are obsessing over Trump's retweets. A retweet from President Trump. They're obsessing over a retweet. They're obsessing over a retweet, people. But now everyone's talking about it. Well, now people are saying in a way that they can't fathom somebody so megalomaniacal enough to run again and lose again. They can't fathom it. They don't want to accept the reality. They're saying, well, maybe we could bring back, Gary Hart or somebody else. Maybe Gary Hart was good, actually, a long time ago. He was. I liked Gary Hart when I was younger, when I was a kid. But anyway, they're slowly, like, kind of accepting. Well, it's not going to be Hillary. So maybe it's somebody else. Let's type in, Madam Secretary. President retweeted posting. And they this is the thing. Trump got more coverage for a retweet than Joe Biden did, literally telling 40 million people that they are not black if they do not vote for Biden. That was the most absurd comment of all time. And immediately, within a nanosecond, within a split second, you got journalists from the Washington Post and CNN, or quote-unquote journalists, immediately in damage control, public relations, stop the presses. It was like a ship was torpedoed, and immediately everyone, all hands on deck. It was quick. Save the Titanic known as Biden. How many icebergs does this guy have to hit? How many torpedoes and icebergs and sharks and how many? What? Just abandon ship already. You got Hillary right there. She almost won it, She could still win it. And every single, it's kind of hilarious because every single thing Trump does, they're apoplectic, indignant to the point of, parody. They're just, they can't believe. Oh my God, we can't believe that Trump would do this. Trump would act this way. Oh my God, Trump. Oh my God. Oh, what happened to our country? Oh, what happened to our country? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Terrible. Oh, horrible. When you have liberals who don't mind never-ending conflict and military involvement, and President Trump is slowly laying the groundwork to bring home Americans, just signed a peace deal in Afghanistan. And nobody is even talking about it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares on the left. They care about his tweets. They care about the president's tweet. Twitter is not going to be as influential next election. It will not. Because they're going to lose this election. It could be close. They're going to lose this election again. And you're going to see blue checkmark accounts. You know how Joe Rogan signed a huge $100 million deal with Spotify? Well, because liberals tried to, really tried to hurt YouTube and Democrats, and, you can't censor and police the speech and this discussion of every creator. Otherwise, people are just going to, you don't want your platform to be dismantled. And Democrats will always complain about speech because they can't defend their ideas. They can't defend their ideas, so then they'll hide behind outrage, but then they won't be outraged over certain things, but they'll be outraged over some things. They're using what they believe. The left believes that it controls American culture. It really doesn't, actually. In a way, it does. But look at Hollywood. I was watching like 80s and 90s and early 2000s, like the hilarious kind of like teen comedies, like American Pie or Swingers. They're like early 20s in the 90s comedies. Like if you were in your mid 20s or 30s. Or like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, or like a lot of these hilarious comedies wouldn't be made today because everything we live in this like this very bizarre Kish Waxman, hello. Kish, thank you so very much. Kish Waxman, thank you. Thank you, Kish. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Like a lot of these movies, Kish and everybody else wouldn't be able to be made today. And you look at the films today, it's like they try so hard to like engineer a certain like value system, and nobody wants it. Like you look at box office, numbers, and they're down, and they peaked. Let's see. You look at movie profits by year. North American box office revenue. Let's see here if I can get this. The profits. The revenue is going to increase, but let's see the profits. There's this great website with these statistics on Hollywood profits by year. All right, so where is this? But you know what? Hold on one second. Here, the numbers. Movie market summary. This is really interesting. Domestic movie theatrical market summary, 1995 to 2020. And the ticket sales. So, welcome to our reference library. Okay, our market analysis is built on the numbers unique, which uses different criteria to identify every movie. Okay, so movie revenues. The total box office so you have total inflation adjusted box office revenues. So inflation adjusted box office revenues. So this is an interesting statistic. And it peaks at 2004. And after 2004, it remains stagnant and it drops. It drops around 2015. So total inflation adjusted box office revenue. So total box office revenue, just gross or aggregate, goes up, but it's barely, like, it's just stagnant almost. I mean, it's going up just by virtue of more people. That's why when people look at the crisis, they're like, oh my God, look at the numbers. Well, yeah, we have more people than ever. Kish Waxman, thank you again. But this is an example of how the left is just even losing not just the battle on ideas, but they're not as important in terms of American culture, because even in terms of the box office, you look at the movies and there's not one, like in the 80s and 90s, like every 20, like let's say you had a movie for 20-year-olds. The 20-year-olds would want to see. They were funny. They were just they were funny. The characters were happy generally, or funny, or mischievous. You look at the movies now, I'm not even going to get into it. It's just everything is some kind of morality tale, some kind of morality tale, some kind of morality tale, some kind of morality tale. Nobody cares. If you want a morality tale, go to church. Go to synagogue, go to mosque. You'll learn You can learn morality there. You could learn religion or ethics, or not all morality, not all ethical conduct, but you can learn, obviously not all, but you can learn, a whole bunch of things. You could find spiritual enlightenment, or you don't need to be taught about how to live your life and how to think of life through a movie. You can. Obviously, there are many movies but not for a movie that you just want to enjoy yourself and laugh. You can't even laugh anymore. How many movies can you? I don't know. I haven't been to the theater in a while, but if you were to, like, American Pie as an example, you could never. That was a hilarious. That was like a little mini phenomenon, and you couldn't make that movie nowadays because it would be like the biggest catastrophe of all time. In social media, did you see what was going on? Oh my God! Oh yeah! Oh my God! Social media, that's another thing. Once President Trump wins again, you're not gonna see Twitter and Facebook as important, because liberals are gonna realize, my God, we spend our whole lives on these platforms, and they haven't helped. They've hurt. Democrats need turnout, and they're not going to get turnout with Biden. Now you say, well, they won't get turnout with Clinton. Yeah, they will, because you're going to have 30 million people, 30 to 40 million I'm with her people. The same people, ladies and gentlemen, who are going to vote for Biden are going to vote for Clinton, and plus you'll get more people in addition to that. Because the first female president, and so I will have made the biggest political call of all time. And by the way, they're like, there are people who say, she has no influence. The only person who has influence is Madam Secretary. The only person. There are 2 rounds of voting at the convention. 2 rounds. The first round is the pledged delegates. The second round is, of course, we know, the super delegates. So, and by the way, the movie, the box office, if you look at right here, the box office, total inflation adjusted box office revenue. It's not just down. What was I going to say? It's down because it's not just down because there's like Netflix and Amazon Prime or whatever. or your cell phones. People would still enjoy the experience of movies, and people still do. But there's no the traditional, like even the old the Twilight movies. If the lead, I don't even want to get into it, but eventually there'll be a film, with the same mold, the same kind of plot structure and character structure and themes as every other movie for the past 50 years prior to 2014 or 2015, and it'll do really well, and there will be the apoplectic reaction, oh my god, on social media, but it'll still do well, and money talks, and people will enjoy themselves to the dismay and to the horror of the left. And there will be more movies like that, and slowly people will go back to movies that were enjoyable again, and weren't trying to show give you some kind of real meaning of life. Anyway, Samuel Stafford! Thank you so very much, Samuel Stafford. Thank you. I thought I was boring everyone to sleep with the with my with my 1 hour tirade on Hollywood. Samuel Stafford! Thank you, Samuel. Thank you very much. Thank you, Samuel Stafford. Thank you. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated, Samuel. Thank you. As always, hope you had a safe and happy Memorial Day. Samuel Stafford, thank you for always watching. Keep up the good fight, H.A. Samuel. It's happening. It's happening. And thank you for always watching. It is happening. William Barr is going to declassify, and, we have John Ratcliffe now. So William Barr and John Ratcliffe, the Justice Department and the intel community are run by President Trump's loyalists. Just like President Obama's Justice Department and intel community were run by his loyalists. And now we're going to find the truth. It just so happens when people say, oh, well, you just care about, because Trump has... No. It just so happens the truth is on Trump's side. The truth is on Trump's side. They obsess over everything Trump says. And, they don't realize that their side lies and deceives infinitely more. Samuel Stafford! Thank you. Again, Samuel, thank you. As always, thank you for your generosity. Prawn D! Bizarro World live stream would be off the chain. You know what? I'm going to do a live stream. I'll do a Bizarro World live stream in November. Thank you, Prawn D. You just solidified that idea in my mind. So greatly appreciated, Prawn D. Samuel Stafford, thank you as always. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Prawn D, you, oh great, another prehistoric. Move out of there. You solidified that idea in my mind. Thank you, Prawn D. Aria Lee! Happy Memorial Day. God bless all those who have fallen for our nation. Much love. Exactly. Aria Lee. God bless all the people who lost their lives. Aria Lee, thank you. Aria Lee, thank you so very much for always watching. Thank you. Samuel Stafford, Prawn D, Aria Lee, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it is, I don't think that they realize, Samuel and Prawn D and Arya, they don't realize that the Super Bowl is in November, and they think that they're going to win with, they're going to defeat the 85 Bears with Jerry Nadler's touch football team. I don't know that they realize this. Now, President Trump has to go on the offensive. John Ratcliffe has to declassify. William Barr has to declassify everything that he possibly can from now until November. There has to be. If they don't do that, President Trump could lose. Trump cannot just retweet. He has to go on the offensive. Like during press conferences, he has to talk about the litany of really criminal, issues. You can't purchase a dossier and have the United States intelligence community utilize it. It cannot happen. That cannot happen. You also can't have top secret and special access program intelligence running on servers outside of the United States government. That can't happen also. That's another issue. Samuel Stafford, thank you. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, what President Trump is doing to Jeff Sessions has vindicated me on another front also, beyond belief. The utter contempt Trump has for Sessions makes you wonder why anyone would tell you to trust Sessions. That makes no sense at all. Can I tell you how enjoyable it is to watch Trump just pound on Sessions? Oh, Trump, eh? I can't even do my Sessions anymore. Toodaloo. Hello, President Trump. Hi. Yes. I'm just going to go ahead and allow Robert Mueller to investigate you for 3 years. Okay? I hope you don't mind. Talk to you later. Gotta go. No, I can't hear you. Bye. Samuel Stafford, thank you so very much. Lars Lunsdahl, God bless you. A veteran service. Lars, thank you for your service. So we have, let's see. You look at President Trump, and the whole thing with Biden is, we're now just waiting for either him to pick Hillary or someone else as vice president. Probably, who knows who he'll pick? Could be Kamala Harris, could be Stacey Abrams, who knows? But then they're like, oh, Biden is up by a higher margin than Clinton was. Yeah, but then Clinton in the polls rebounded to where she was at a much higher margin than Biden will be. But the polls are a function of public relations and media. Nobody understands. Trump has 24/7 negative media coverage, and it's not accurate. It's not because he deserves it. It's because media is in the tank for the Democratic Party. There are not many people rolling into the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, and MSNBC with, Make America Great Again hats on. That's a public relations machine every single day. He's getting pounded, and he's still up like 49% job approval in Gallup. So if Biden is up, that's because they're covering up that story, what he said in the Charlemagne interview, they covered that up so quickly. They didn't obsess over that. Immediately, they tried to put nuance and context when there's no nuance and context. With Trump, they have to inject and create a story around anything he said. He never said both sides. He was talking about conservatives who want statues up. He never said that the racists were fine people. He never said that. And if you want to say, well, the conservatives are, that wasn't Those weren't the people that were, the obvious insane people. He never said these racist monsters that are clashing with protesters are fine people. He never said that because he never needed to, because he won Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. By the way, Pennsylvania should be interesting. That should be interesting. With mail-in ballots and they're just literally saying, oh yeah, we won't know the winner until 3 days after. Oh gee, that doesn't mean, that you're going to cheat. Samuel Stafford, thank you again. And I can't believe that they're looking at polls and they're saying, oh, well, Biden's still up. Nobody likes Biden. The polls are even more irrelevant this year. Biden is the most horrendous candidate. There's no way, if they did run with Biden, they would get completely obliterated. They wouldn't even get the popular vote. Nobody is going to jump out of bed or miss work. Especially, nobody's going to miss work when you have 30 million people who might have just, hopefully, most of them found work by then, to vote for Biden. And in terms of battleground states, there are already here 15 battleground states. Kish Waxman! Thank you, Kish. Thank you very much. Kish Waxman, thank you. Kish, thank you very, very much. Let me see here. What's the question? Will Trump bring Flynn back for a second term? I wish that he would. I wish that he would, Kish. I would love that. Although I don't think that he will, just because of the media. The media reaction would be just too much. The media reaction would be too much. But Kish, I think that would be fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. That would be amazing. Kish. That would be a huge statement as well. You know what he should? He should. I think that it would be an amazing statement. I don't think that he will. I don't think that he will. But now ladies and gentlemen, people are now trying to convince themselves that the polls show. The polls, and this relates to the whole, Michael Flynn. I wish that he would be Trump's national security advisor. But there's a certain, excuse me. If you look, 15 battleground states, okay? Clinton was up on all 15 at this point, but then they look at the aggregates. And they're an aggregate. Biden's, is up more at this point. So what? Biden, every major issue first of all, Biden has every major issue that he faces is covered up by media. And the longer it goes, the more the cover up, they won't be able to. Trump in the lead in 15 battleground states. And it was a CNN poll conducted for CNN. Poll find Trump ahead in 15 battleground states. Okay, and that wasn't the only poll. President Trump was ahead in swing states. If you look, CNBC poll, President Trump was up in voters in 6 key battleground states are split over whether, but the economy, Trump leads. Okay, they try to say that this is like an economic depression because of Trump. No, it's not. He still leads when voters are asked about the economy, 52% to 48% Biden. Helping your pocketbook, 51% Trump, 49% Biden. Putting the middle class first, 52% Trump. That Biden, but still, it's like these are the buzzwords that correlate with Democrats. Helping your pocketbook, 51% Trump, 49% Biden. Creating jobs, 51% Trump, 49% Biden. So it's really funny. Putting the middle class first, Biden edges out Trump. But the economy, creating jobs, pocketbook, it's all Trump. Trump edges Biden 48% to 47% margin across those states. Arizona, Florida, Michigan, North Carolina. So the CNBC Change Research Survey and then a CNN survey or poll. So that wasn't the case with Clinton in 2016, but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. You know. The issue, ladies and gentlemen, is thank you, Kish Waxman, again. Thank you. Samuel Stafford, thank you again. Kish, thank you. Thank you again. The issue is that their convention, and then you have the DNC communications director saying, it's happening so slowly, my God almighty. It's like molasses, so slowly. We're going to nominate Madam Secretary. It's so slowly. DNC convention. This is hilarious. It remains to be seen whether Biden will attend the DNC in person. This is absolutely hilarious. This is actually, well, it all depends on what happens. I think it's possible, but it remains to be seen. Notice the difference. Do you want a country led by somebody who's afraid to enter a convention hall? Granted, he's in the age group and he's not in the best of health. So, but do you want to be led by this type of person? And first of all, he has no chance anyway because it was always Clinton. But I'm just saying, you better believe Hillary doesn't care and she'll go, and it could be like, the movie Outbreak, and she'll still, give that speech on the centennial of the 19th Amendment. And like the Associated Press, like, beaches were crowded today. Yeah, people want to live. But it's really bad. It's dangerous, everyone. It's dangerous. Like, people want to live. And you know what? They're going to buy cigarettes, and they're going to buy alcohol, unfortunately, and they're going to live their lives. Yeah, you can't stop them. Can't stop them. Sorry, we live in America. Sorry, Democrats. We live in America. Yeah. Remember that country? Remember America? Remember America? That was a good country. That was fun while it lasted. We had a good time before Democrats and media tried to, I don't know what they're doing. Biden was never going to. It was always going to be Madam Secretary. I will have made the biggest political call of all time, people. We're just waiting now for Biden, I mean Clinton's vice president pick. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. This the reaction to this crisis, people. Kish, thank you again. Samuel, thank you as always. Thank you. MC, hello. So you have a difference here. Nothing could be better than this. You have two different. Joe, this is the same, basically the same, opposite headlines in the same day. Joe Biden remains to be seen whether he'll attend DNC in person. Trump threatens to remove Republican convention over restrictions. Wants full attendance. That's the difference. But that's why President Trump will win. That's why President Trump will win. They're not going to get, it's going to be Madam Secretary. She'll get more voter turnout than Biden. But because you haven't even seen the public relations spin yet. Once you get look what they did when Biden said what he said. By the way, he said the whole you ain't, your race or ethnicity or if you don't vote for me, that whole thing was scripted. Do you think he just pretended that? Do you think that's a $1.2 billion that Bloomberg pumped into the contest was just because he wanted to win? The whole thing was scripted. You think Emperor Swalwell wanted to become president? No. You have a president who wants full attendance, and you have Biden who's too afraid to even step foot in the conference hall. So there you go. There you go. That's the difference. That's the difference between the two. You have a president who wants full attendance, and then you have Biden who knows what Biden wants. He's basically being told what to want or what to say. You watch the next gaffe, okay? You watch the next gaffe from Biden. It is going to be worse or just as bad as what he said recently. You watch, people. He's not done. And by the way, that day also he said he wants to defeat Joe Biden. The man is obviously, if it's not a shtick, It's, a serious issue. I don't think that I wish that Judge Sullivan would just allow Michael Flynn to. I wish that he would end and drop the case. What I'm saying is William Barr and John Radcliffe are going to now have to. I'm not saying he's doing this for altruistic reasons, the judge. I'm saying that William Barr and John Dermott are now going to have to declassify enough information to show to the judge that, yeah, the man was set up and he had no reason to be investigated in the first place. And there were corrupt motives everywhere. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, thank you for the kind words, everyone. Thank you. At the end of the day, that's what's going to have to happen. And you'll see more information declassified. Ladies and gentlemen, Samuel Stafford. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you. Kish, thank you. Thank you, everybody. To my super chat, thank you. I will be back tomorrow morning. Every morning, every evening, I'll have a live stream, and I'll have some uploads in between, depending on what happens during the day, obviously. I have a segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. You don't want to miss that one. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. Subscribe to Bizarro World Goodman. Please, ladies and gentlemen, share my articles in the Huffington Post and the Times of Israel. They're below in the pinned comment, people. Please, if you have Facebook, if you have Twitter, go ahead, share those articles on Facebook and Twitter. And, I mean, depending on, if you're on Facebook every day and you don't mind, share them every day. Share them every day, because I will have made the biggest political call of all time. The importance being that not so much that I'm literally the only person on the planet making that call, but the importance to that, ladies and gentlemen, is that you are going to see the ability of the media to justify the absurd long enough until the truly absurd takes place. And I think that this election will change the future of media and social media. You won't have the left-leaning groupthink anymore. After you won't have, media will not be the adversary that it's been. Lars Lunsdahl, thank you, Lars. Have a latte on me, buy local. Yes, I want to. Lars, thank you. Thank you very much. Lars, thank you. Samuel Stafford, Lars, thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. God bless. Share my articles in the Huffington Post and the Times of Israel. Everyone, and H.A. Goodman's other channel will have a segment in about literally 10 minutes or 15 minutes, so check it out. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, everyone.